I've never come across this concept of economics before. And there's a very strange logic in an ACT government saying that water is scarce, but they should give a fair whack of it away most of the time for nothing, without even letting the people of the ACT have the chance of using it first. So looking back, summing it all up in simple language, it appears that not only have the ACT government actually inflicted over $1 billion worth of damage on the people of this town, they've thrown away water that they themselves would now value at $500 million, or nearly twice the cost of a new dam. So the obvious question is, well, gee, on a cost-benefit analysis, it seems pretty compelling to do something. So what would it cost to build, expand storage and build a new dam? Tennant Dam would cost $250 million. It would store another 159 gigalitres, expanding our storage by 74%. If we pay by instalments at 10% interest rate to meet interest and loan repayments, that would be a cost of about $25 million a year to the people of the ACT. Spread over 100,000 households, that means an average rate increase of $250 a year. But those figures are conservative. With a longer payback period and a larger population figure, it's closer to $150 a year, which is the figure that ACTU's Future Water Options project said was the likely cost. The operating cost for water from Tennant, which involves no recycling, would be 9.2 cents a kilolitre. 9.2 cents a kilolitre is a long way short of the $3.12 we're being asked to pay from 1 July this year. Well, what's the other option that's being put up at the moment? The other option is recycling sewage on the basis that water is scarce. Well, that involves spending probably up to $250 million on a new Lower Cotter Dam to store 75 gigalitres. ACTU says it's 150, but the figures have bounced around, and I don't see why that would be any less than Tennant. And another 150 would be on a sewage recycling and filtration plant and a treatment plant upgrade at Stronglow. This is all meant to add another 9 to 18 gigalitres back to the river in the Lower Cotter. The cost of treatment is going to be a lot greater than 9.2 cents. The pumping costs are very high with this new proposal because the Lower Cotter is at the bottom of the river and you have to pump uphill. Then you have to pump the sewage back uphill, and then you've got to filter the stuff twice. So working through the figures they gave in the consultation, one of the background papers, the electricity alone is huge, and the operating costs, even when at full capacity, appear to be 30 cents per kilolitre, about 3 times the cost of water from the Tennant. So I reached the conclusion now, and as they say on the TV ads, why pay more? Why pay more for something of lower quantity and potentially lesser quality? Most people are rational. Most people are not stupid. We are now paying $3.12 per kilolitre. By contrast, the recent report produced for the federal government by Marsden Jacobs said we would have to pay $1.56 per kilolitre, even if we had to rebuild the whole system from scratch. That was done by John Marsden. I did chase him up and ring him up about that, and he actually admitted that that was a hypothetical calculation. It is a hypothetical concept. He said that if we wanted to get water from Tantangara, that was costed at 80 cents per kilolitre, if we could get it. It's not our water. Tennant was $1.20 per kilolitre if we charged all the users per volume, but if we used rates, he agreed with me that it would be 10 cents a kilolitre. So, at the end of the day, additional water, to answer the question, should cost 10 cents a kilolitre for delivery and $150 per year per household with no water restrictions. So I must say I confess myself amazed by all this. As an economist, it's a puzzle. It seems to be an exercise in collective or bureaucratic irrationality, but what people think about it is for them to judge. However, if after doing your own homework you come to the same conclusion I come to, then perhaps you might want to talk to your elected representatives, and just remember, after all, you will pay, so it will pay you to take an interest. Thanks very much.